Hello, my name is Preeti and I'm a knitter based in Toronto. Welcome to my knitting podcast. Today I'm going to tell you all about the porcelain sweater. So it's done, it's blocked, and as you can see I'm wearing it, and I really just want to do a dedicated video about this because I've seen a lot of cool vlogs about their porcelain sweater, and while I didn't do a vlog, I do want to spend some time talking about it. So first things first, the porcelain sweater is a stranded colorwork project, the porcelain sweater is a stranded colorwork sweater by the designer Lynette, who also goes by Lene Home Samsa, but I just think of her as Lynette because I think it's just easier for me to remember and to say. Like I said, it's a colorwork stranded sweater. It has three major motifs. This one, and this one. And it also has color work that kind of is replicated on the sleeves. It's a drop shoulder, so you work by starting the back and you do the color work both ways, so purl and knitwise, and then you also do the same for the front panel, and then you eventually join in the round, and then you do the rest of the color work in the round. I used, for the yarn, I used Drops Flora, and I used Sunday by Sandnes Garn for the pink. And for the mohair, I used Drops Kid Silk in the fog or chalk color and the pink color. So yeah, off-white and pink, and the matching mohairs that I found on Drops. So I ended up using just under 4 balls of the fog color in Flora, and I used pretty much the full ball of the pink for the Sandnes Garn. So 5 balls of the fingering weight yarn, and I used 4 balls of the color of the mohair. Nope, I used 5 balls of the mohair. I just barely touched into the pink Flora or the pink Kid Silk to finish off like my little edging here. So if you don't want to do edging, you can easily get away with just 1 ball of contrast color, 1 ball of mohair, 4 balls of the fingering weight for the main color with their corresponding mohair. If you make the second size, and you maybe don't make it as long, because I didn't do the ribbing for the full amount, but I really only cropped it by a few centimeters. So it's a really lightweight sweater, and I was really impressed that I could finish it all with just that amount of yarn. I talked a little bit about the color work and my experiences with it. I am a pretty new color work. I'm new to color work, and yeah, there were times when I had to go back and rip things out and start over, but overall it's like not too bad. I think the trickiest part was for me to do the sleeves. For some reason I got really I got a little tripped out, like confused with the sleeves. I do think it's so cool. I've heard other people say this too, and it is really cool that it lines up, and it also lines up here even after blocking, so I'm really happy about that. What else? Oh, the sleeves. Okay, so like I really am a really tight knitter, I guess, when it comes to the sleeves. So it probably would have benefited me to go up 0.5 of a needle size, but you don't. But then I was also just like, I could go back and change it, but then how do I know it's gonna be that much better? And I do think like with wear, like with my warmth and my movement, it'll just kind of naturally relax. It's actually not as bad as it was to begin with. So like, yeah, like, does this look that professional? No, it's like quite noticeable, but like it's okay here, but it was really tight here. So I know maybe this is the first sleeve that I did. It doesn't bother me enough, but it does give it that handmade feel. And then you do see kind of like really tight here and then like bumpy here, right? So what can you do, right? I know that it's not perfect, but yeah, like I did a better job with this arm. So I think I'm gonna leave it for now. I don't think it bothers me that much, but I guess maybe down the road, if it really does bother me, I'll go back and fix it. Yeah, so I did find the sleeves a little bit trickier. There's an extra stitch, which I had to keep in mind that she has, that enables you to do the decreases. So she has a kind of a different way of doing decreases, but I followed her method because I wanted to maintain like the count for the chart. And I use circulars, like I didn't do magic loop. I usually do magic loop for sleeves, but I went out and got a pair of, I just got the little kind of short circulars so that I could just work in the round without having to do magic loop. And yeah, I added like my little trim here, and at the ribbing. One mistake I made was for the bottom ribbing, I didn't realize that it's supposed to actually be on 3 millimeters. So the body's knit in 4, and then you're supposed to go down a whole millimeter for the ribbing, but I actually only went down 0.5, and I probably should have done the 3 millimeter because it is kind of like sticking out a little. So maybe I could just put some elastic here to just kind of tighten it up a little. I did do 3 millimeter here, and yeah, I kind of like how it's sitting better. I think just in terms of the pattern itself, so not my version of the project, but like my thoughts on the pattern, I really feel like Lene Home Sam, like the Lynette, did a great job. Like I think it's such a well thought out pattern, and the color work is so beautiful and yet so striking, but not too striking. The fit is so good. It's oversized, but not too oversized. These are my thoughts. I feel like she really put a lot of thought and effort into this pattern, which I really appreciate because I think that there are other patterns that I've done where it just didn't work out. Like it looked good on Instagram and then it just didn't work out for me. I'm thinking about the Vivi cardigan that I'm gonna have to scrap completely, I think. But I just feel like I want to just take a moment and just really give credit to Lynette for making such a beautiful pattern and putting so much thought and effort into it. And I think it's like pretty classic. Honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's awesome. So yeah, I'm really glad that I made it. I'm glad that I have this project in my life. And I really hope that if you're on the fence about making it, that you really give it a go. You can do it with more affordable yarn like drops. You can also just go with the yarn that she recommends, which is the Sadness Garn Tin Pure Gint with their mohair. And I think you would get maybe less flow because the floor that I use from drops is alpaca primarily, and so it has a little bit more drapiness compared to just pure wool. So I can see the benefits of using the yarn that she recommended. And you know, the color combinations are endless. And I just think it's challenging. I did have to go back and start again, but overall it's not impossible, and it's not too difficult. Like out of 5, I would say in terms of difficulty, 5 being the most difficult, it's like a 4 and a half, but it's not impossible. So I'm just really glad I made it. I'm really glad I have it. One last thing, the neckband. So like, it's a little bit loosey-goosey. As you can see, it's like, I wish it's a little bit tighter against my neck because you can see the shirt underneath. So I'm gonna have to go back and put some elastic there. I don't usually have that issue. Usually I make it too tight. So I'm just gonna have to go back and fix it. So those are my final thoughts about the porcelain sweater. And I really hope that you know, if you're thinking about making it, that you go ahead and make it and let me know if you do. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much.